What old video game do you think deserves a modern remake? Ace Combat for Shattered Skies. Gameplay-wise, it's basically Top Gun if Top Gun were a video game. It's an arcade game with just the right amount of realism. Story-wise, it has strong, but not overbearing, anti-war elements while still not disparaging those who fight IRL. Soundtrack-wise, I still listen to it all the time. Keiki Kobayashi knows how to write everything from rock big band guitar pieces to stressful chill electronic tracks, to epic The Skies Are Talking Latin choral orchestral compositions. I would like to see both Legend of Zelda Oracle of Ages and Seasons to get an identical remake treatment that Link's Awakening got. That would be amazing. Also, given the remake train Capcom has been riding with the Resident Evil series, I would love to see Code Veronica to get a similar remake as well. I did hear a rumor that a demo of sorts was play-tested, but nothing official has been making the rounds. So who knows if this is on Capcom's docket or not. KOTO are Knights of the Old Republic. They were making one, and I think it got cancelled or delayed. KOTO wasn't that either, and I'd really love a Mass Effect 1 remake with the same story, but the combat system from Me Too. That was probably my favorite game story-wise, but the combat system was so bad it made replaying it pretty excruciating. Also Jade Empire, the Dragon Age games, Time Splitters, Twisted Metal, and Parappa the Rapper. Depends on who's making it, for the sole reason that whatever the game, whoever is making it has to keep every mechanic feature from the original. I'm very particular about this and seeing how most remakes are not faithful to the originals or have unnecessary changes. Yeah, it depends. Bluepoint, for example, apparently made a very faithful adaptation for Deso, maybe that one. IDK. Some of the older Ridge races could do with the remake treatment. Type 4 was great in every way except for when it was incredibly short. A faithful remake keeping most of the physics and style the same that amps up the track count and Grand Prix mode could be nice. Alternatively, a remake HD remaster of the Ace Combat Holy Trinity 4, 5 and 0 would be amazing. RC Pro AM. A recently added is to Switch Nintendo. They could make the exact same game and just replace the graphics with new stuff, and it would be amazing. But to be honest, the original game is still so playable and amazing right now today. So, maybe I'm an idiot and it doesn't need a remake at all. Find a link to the past. GTA 4. Really. GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas were available in the PlayStation Store for years now. Even got a definitive edition remake. Don't make me start about how many times GTA V already got an upgrade on both PS4 and PS5. Even Red Dead Redemption 1 got one recently. GTA 4 is still only available on PS3, Xbox 360, or PC. Black and White, Dungeon Keeper, Spore, Populous, Creatures. By modern remake, I just mean optimize. Add some QOL stuff and expand content. Don't turn this into another high-quality texture ray tracing mine your bitcoins and microtransaction nonsense. I just think that with current technology, these games could really shine. Personally, I would appreciate a slightly less clunky Morrowind. I know about Skywind that those types of fan-made projects will never release until it does, but it could be 2030. A game like Fallout 1 or 2 in a first-person style would also be great. I love FO3 and but the earlier storylines were generally better IMO. DOG Blood Omen. You played a nobleman who gets thug murdered, and then raised as a vampire to inflict vengeance. While I fully acknowledge that the voice talents were a significant aspect of the game, I really wouldn't mind a remake that took advantage of modern hardware to pull together some powerful atmosphere. Purely for spectacle, Black for the PS2 would benefit from a modern upgrade. Might drown in a sea of grimy brown FPS, but if they bring back the focus of blowing the absolute fuck out of the environment and polish it up with modern graphics, and there could be something there. Rage, As somebody who loved the original, Rage 2 was the cheapest sequel ever, and ripped away what made Rage 1 memorable for a dime. A dozen Mad Max's quirky punk aesthetic wasn't even a Rage game. Gimme just a quick touch-up of Rage on new gen, and I play the shit out of that. You don't remake books or art paintings, and do not need remakes. They need preservation. I'll be very glad to introduce this will sound scary new ideas, creativity, and taking risk into world of gaming. There is definitely too much stagnation for years now. I think Star Trek Bridge Commander deserves a remake. There isn't another game quite like it. Not just for Star Trek, but in general. At the very least, it deserves a remaster, so that it can run nicely on modern systems. Pokémon RBY. Doing it in the style of the Link's Awakening remake has been a dream of mine. Don't change anything about the mechanics, just gimme a Kanto region with a nice shiny switch gloss of paint. Call of Duty World at War. The game taught history in a way that was immersive, and the music amplified the anxious and dreadful feelings of combat and the horrors of war that are nowadays glamorized. Can't believe no one has said Zelda Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask. The Link's Awakening remaster was wonderful. A few more remasters would delight the fans, and Nintendo would absolutely cash in. There really needs to be a new F-Zero game. Frenetic, high speed, high frame rate racing. F-Zero X had 60 FPS on the N6. We need a game like that with all the benefits of modern technology. Battle of Britain, you could fly bomber or fighter missions from either Britain or Germany, with career tracking to ... I loved it. Edit their finest R. It was Ms. Dorse game. I'm old. Ogre Battles 64 person of Lordy caliber slaps pretty hard. I would love a remake, but seeing as I am the only one that has mentioned it so far, I don't think it's gonna happen. Interpose, Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, Impossible Creatures, Dark Reign, Alpha Centauri, Dark Forces to Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast and Jedi Academy, Total Annihilation. I would love a more modern version of Dragon Age Origins. Keep everything the same except for the boring Mage Tower, and update the graphics and maybe the UI. Good to go. The True Crime series game made me want to be a cop. Also, The Godfather 2 was an awesome and endless game. Managing your rackets and organizing your business. Fun times. If I was a billionaire, I'd form a strike team which sole mission would be to stop any company from remaking classic games, using as much violence as possible. Chrono Trigger, give me a 1 pixel remaster. Don't reimagine it. Don't change it. Don't fix it. Just make it pretty for modern televisions and monitors. Please give me Champions of Noreth and Champions Return to Arms. At least re-release it. Damn it. Or Snowboard Kids. Snowboard Kids is good too. Unreal, not the tournament crap, but the solo campaign. Updated graphics and a huge world to explore, please. Throw in the NDK and NFS Underground 2 as well. Kung Fu Chaos from the original Xbox. Super Tennis from the SNES. And Lemmings, which has been on every format ever except Xbox. Damn you, Sony. Postal to Bully should be expanded too. Hitman 3 with enhanced physics gameplay also, without losing the dark atmosphere and vibe. GTA 2 with CTW-style controls would be awesome. GTA 2 is an incredibly fun game, but the tank controls scare away so many potential fans. Suikoden 2 should be brought back with a sweeping orchestral score and beautifully redrawn graphics to complement its rich storytelling. Command Conquer Red Alert deserves a modern touch to bring its beloved strategy elements and iconic campaigns into the present day. Final Fantasy Tactics should be revisited with a more intricate job system and improved graphics, appealing to both old fans and new. King's Quest would be enchanting with modern visuals and voice acting, bringing its fairy tale stories and puzzles to a new audience. Legend of Dragoon, absolute gem of an RPG in terms of gameplay, had a lot of opportunity to flesh out the world and lore of the world. The Settlers series would benefit from a modern strategy game engine, offering more complex economic systems and military tactics. The game Twisted Metal could use a revival, bringing back chaotic car combat with modern graphics and online multiplayer modes. Honestly, none. We could just leave older games as they were and let all these devs assigned to remakes to create new games. Resident Evil 2 received a successful remake, and seeing the same treatment for Resident Evil 3 would be equally thrilling. Zombies Ate My Neighbors could be remade into a co-op survival horror game with modern graphics and expanded gameplay. Ratchet Clank should be rebuilt from the ground up with even crazier weapons and more detailed universe exploration. Mega Man would be exciting to see with a fully 3D world and updated mechanics that expand on the classic platforming. Gran Turismo 4. Just imagine what it would be like with cars that came out in the last 20 years and more tracks added. Imagine Soul Calibur with today's graphic capabilities and fluid combat mechanics. It would redefine fighting games. Spyro the Dragon could get another remake that expands its enchanting worlds and deepens its character backstories. Rayman should return with hand-drawn graphics and physics-based puzzles to challenge a new generation of players. Ninja Gaiden. They should make it a more open-world game like Grand Theft Auto with insane missions in the game. Vagrant Story seemed cool at the time. At no way I'm trying to play it on PS1 again. I'd like a remake of that. Parasite Eve deserves a remake with updated bio-horror elements and a deeper RPG system to draw in new fans.